Hello, we are the Sunday Morning Knitters. I'm Melanie from Connecticut.
And I'm Chelsea from Michigan.
And you can find me on Instagram at MelanieMatos_ and on Ravelry at TheNewGirlKnits.
And I am both on Instagram and Ravelry as chelmarca.
Awesome. So, how's your week been?
Pretty good. I have to say there hasn't been anything too crazy been going on. Just kind of boring. The weather has cooled down quite a bit though. It's been pretty chilly.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I wish it's been fresh over here. It's even mid 60s. It doesn't feel cold enough yet. It's been comfortable.
It's been such a drastic change that I think I've gotten sick from it, so it's not fun.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been coughing. It's not been fun, but I'm plugging away.
Yeah,
not gonna hold me down.
True. Yes.
Not hold me down.
If anything else, it means fall weather is officially here. Rhinebeck is that much closer.
Yeah,
exciting things.
So I leave Saturday for Palm Springs. In Disneyland.
So excited.
I'm excited about that. One more work week left, so
you can do it.
Yeah.
How long are you going to be there for?
I leave Saturday and then I come back the next Friday.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I heard there's a lot of fun flea markets and a lot of those type of things there that are more in the high end of crafting. So I want to go check those out for sure.
Definitely. And at least you're going to have nice weather there.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's 100 to 110 degrees, they said. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 more.
Gonna need to lather on the sunscreen.
Oh, seriously. Are you planning on bringing any travel knitting with you?
So, I've been thinking about it. I haven't come down. I think I'm gonna bring one pair of socks. And then I was thinking about casting on a pair of colorwork mittens.
Oh, I like it.
So I have a beautiful, I should have brought it with me. I'm a little upset now. I have a pair, a colorway, both of them are from Primrose actually. One's a pretty orange, a electric orange with speckles on it, but it's predominantly orange. And the other one's a dark brown with some purple throughout it.
Okay.
And I think there's the pumpkin spice latte mittens.
Yes, I've seen those before. Those are so cute.
The only problem that I have, though, is that it's single-ply yarn that I have.
Oh, so you're worried about with color work if that's going to, kind of felt together or whatnot?
Yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to look.
Okay. I know this might be one of those situations to gauge swatch and see how it holds up.
No.
I know.
And especially, I don't want to bring it with me without casting it on, because then what if I'm stuck with only one skein of yarn for a pair of socks and that's it?
Right. Find some knitting shops in the area and hit those up.
Sorry. Yeah. No, and that's my other thing. I'm okay, if the weather, you're in the middle of the desert pretty much, what kind of yarn shops do they have?
Right. But still, people knit. People do knit.
Yeah.
I know back in the day, when I was working for Holiday Yarns, we had a couple of vendors that were out in New Mexico, and I'm oh my gosh, these, I can't imagine ever having the need to knit something out there, but the desire to knit. So it's you gotta, I'm sure there's yarn shops, but it's crazy. I'm sure knitters, the whole knitting game is different.
You think of it this way though too. Think of air conditioning is probably blasting in restaurants and stores. And you're wearing tank tops and shorts, so once you go inside, you're going to be freezing. So maybe it's a lot of shawls and stuff like that.
Right, lightweight cardies, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll find something. So at least you have a backup plan in case you knit through all the socks and everything.
Yeah. And then another thing is that whenever I go on vacations, I always check beforehand where all the quilt shops are and all the fabric shops and all the yarn shops are.
Yes.
And I scope them out, do a little, digging, see what ones I want to hit. So I haven't done that yet, but I need to look and find out.
Ooh. Well, you're going to have a good time. Better send a bunch of pictures.
I know, I will. Yes. How was your week? I know you did some traveling.
Yes, I actually just got back yesterday from Austin. So I was down in Austin for the week. And I didn't make it to any yarn shops. I thought I was going to, and they were actually having, I think it was called the Texas Yarn Crawl, or the Littlest Texas Yarn Crawl. They were actually having an event going on, And I just did not make it, which was, I was kind of bummed about, but by the time I got out of work and got back to my hotel, it was so late that most of the yarn shops would have been closed anyways. So that was tough, but it was a fun week. It was just kind of cool to explore. I was down there by myself, so I had a lot of time to knit, and I barely knit. I think the only time I knit was when we did our virtual knit night, and I got like a solid couple rows into the pattern I was working on, and that was it. So I was kind of bad, but
yeah, I mean, it's still just like a nice little getaway and time to relax. So.
Exactly, and not having my hour commute each way was also nice. Like, I was 10 minutes from where I was working, so that was kind of a bonus.
So what were you doing while you were there? Was it all just meetings, or?
It was a lot of meetings and getting to know the team that works down there, because I work kind of with reconciling credit card purchases, so I was meeting the buyers who are making all the purchases, so it's kind of finding a common ground and trying to streamline our process. So definitely productive, but it was a long week at the same time. So all I wanted to do this weekend is sleep.
And your flights were all good. Everything was on time.
Yeah.
You didn't have to worry. That's good, too.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
I feel like I have the worst luck when it comes to flying. Like, the worst. Mm-hmm. And I've had situations. I went 2 years ago we flew to Tampa. And on the way there, I think our flight was fine. And the funny thing is that we always drive. Anywhere we go, we drive. So Tampa, we go to Siesta Key normally. So it's like a 21-hour drive from where I live. And yeah, we always drive. Take 2 days and we drive it through. But this time I was like, let's fly. It's, it's only like, it's 2.5 hours. Like, right. Let's do that. And then I talked my mom into it. And sure enough, like, we got down there. It was fine. On the way back, what happened? On the way back, we ended up, we had to fly into Charlotte. So we had a layover in Charlotte. Okay. And what happened was that Charlotte was having a huge storm, and we had to fly above Charlotte for like, it ended up being like an hour and a half of just circles around Charlotte. And you could look out your windows and see all the other planes doing the same thing because they couldn't land at that time. Yeah. And so we ended up getting low on fuel, and they were like, well, we still can't land. And they put our route to Myrtle Beach, and we had to land at Myrtle Beach. And we had to fuel up, and everyone was just, so upset at this time. And we had already missed our connecting flight. So we were like, we didn't know what to do, and it was 1:00 at night when we had landed at Myrtle Beach, and they told us it was going to be another half an hour before we were able to leave again. And they were saying, like, if you want to get off the plane here, like, go ahead, but Myrtle Beach airport's so small, and you're not going to get another flight, so it's pointless, but do what you got to do.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, it was horrible. So then we got into Charlotte finally, and our next flight wasn't until 4 p.m. No. So we ended up sleeping on the floor at the airport.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So we had a long journey home. And the funny thing is we could have drove home in the time pretty much that it took us to fly home.
Right. And not had like the stress and hassle of having to deal with all that too.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So that was 2 years ago.
Wow.
And then we had another incident this past April when we went again, or in March when we went again. And it was horrible again.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like horrible luck with flying.
Oh, don't say that because you're about to go on another trip.
I know, but like, I don't know. Hopefully it'll be okay.
Maybe it's flying west you're fine, and just flying south there's issues.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Aww. So, do you want to start out with the knitting and show what we've gotten done?
So, I don't have any finished objects this week, but I did, I cast on a new project, and like I said, I was working some more on my shawl. So, the Betula is actually getting pretty big. I feel like I can finish this if I just sit down and work on it. I could finish it in like a day. So, maybe that'll be my goal this week, but it's getting huge, so this is what it looks like so far, and you can't even see, like, the length of it because it's so scrunched up on my needles.
What your thing?
So this is Beiroa by, I think the company is called Raposa or something like that. It's a Portuguese company. And this is actually the yarn she recommended for the pattern. So I just went ahead and bought it. It was only $12 a skein, so the whole project cost me like $36. So not bad. And it's just their undyed color because I wanted something that would match my entire wardrobe. And I love, like, creams, as we talked about before. So this is definitely perfect for me. So all I have left to do after I finish this last section is she has 2, like, short row sections on each side to kind of, like, wing the shawl out. And then you bind off, and she adds a little bit of fringe to it. So if I have enough yardage left, I'll do that, which I should be fine because I'm still in the second ball and I've got a okay amount left. So
do you mind putting the shawl up closer to the screen so I can see it?
Yes.
The garter stitch, what is it?
So it's stockinette, but it's got like garter sections every so often, and that's how it's kind of broken up. And then the final piece that when I finally finish this little edge bit, it's gonna just be all garter. So that should go faster too. Because right now it's kind of slowing me down, like stopping and starting every couple rows. So we'll see. But there's that. So the
skein has different colors in it then. It's not a 2 different colored skein project?
Exactly. So it's kind of neat because you can see, like, with the skein, it just has these, like, natural dark brown bits spun into it. And my mom actually bought the same yarn, but she got the, like, dusty rose color. So it's cool because they just over dye this with that dusty rose. And they have, like, I think 15 colors. And so it's nice because then it knits up and it's still got those little darker bits in it, and it gives it some texture, and so I think it's nice, and it keeps it interesting because cream it's beautiful when it's done, but it can be very boring to knit with. So this is great. I think I'm just gonna wear this all winter because I wanted like a huge like comfy shawl.
It looks comfy. How soft is it? Is it soft or is it more just like rustic?
It's definitely more rustic, but I always read like the yarn reviews on Ravelry, and everyone says once you block this, it softens up a lot. And even still, I think it's softer than Lopi as it is, so I don't have a problem with it. And if it's going to get softer, even better. But some people that are sensitive might have issues with it, but I think it's okay.
Yeah. When did you pass that on?
This was, I want to say, just maybe 2 weeks ago. I cast it on the week before I left for Austin, and I thought I was going to bring it and finish it in Austin, but like I said, I didn't knit at all. So I was hoping to actually cast this on like in a couple weeks from now, so I do have like a huge jump start going, but this is like my second to last big project for Rhinebeck, so as soon as I get this off the needles, it'll be a big relief.
Yeah, definitely. It's the unwanted pressure of the Rhinebeck knitting, you know.
Yeah, the
Isn't
crunch
it funny what we put on ourselves? Like, we must finish this by Rhinebeck.
I love it though. Like, I hate it and love it because it is a lot, and I feel like anytime I have downtime, I'm like, I have to pick up my needles, I have to knit. But at the same time, I look at everything that I've knit in like preparation for Rhinebeck weekend, and I'm like, damn, like, where did this come from? Like, why can't I do this all year round? It's crazy.
Yeah. I would have no life, I think, if I did it all year round.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Chelsea, you want to go do this? And I'll be like, nope, I'm knitting.
Right.
Sorry.
Like, I go a little crazy towards the end. I do love, like, I have finished 3 sweaters in, like, the last month and a half, so that is super incredible to me, and I wish I could keep that up. But then also I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm burnt out on sweaters after I finish this last one. I'll take a break, switch to something else, or I'll get really inspired at Rhinebeck and keep going. So. Yeah,
you like bringing a tablet with you. Like, oh, what are you wearing?
Yes.
What are you wearing? I had that happen to me once last year. This woman stopped me, and I was wearing, I don't remember what it's called. I'm horrible with names with all my patterns, but it was a Stephen Westing shawl that you can change into like a vest.
Oh, okay. I know.
And so, like, I put buttons on it, and so I was wearing that, and this lady was like, "Can I take a photo?" And I was like, "Sure thing," you know.
Yes.
Like, it's a compliment when people are like excited about it. So I was like, "Yeah."
I know.
I would even thinking about that. I would make another one of those. It was so much fun to knit because it's all garter stitch.
Oh, that's the best. Like, I used to hate garter stitch for some reason, and I love it now because it's so much fun, so comfy. I don't know.
I feel like I have lipstick on my face. Do I have lipstick on my face?
I don't
Probably.
see it.
Okay,
it's
we're
not
good
coming
then.
across on the camera.
Talking to me like, hey guys.
I know. Oh, I know.
I can't tell. Oh well,
No,
we're gonna go with it.
So I've got one more pattern that I'm actually working on. I haven't knit a ton on it since I cast on, and it looks like I'm dropping stitches, so this is great. But, yeah, definitely have to go back and figure this one out. So I cast on the Zweig pattern by Caitlin Hunter. Okay, that's going to be good enough for now. So, I cast this on while I was on the flight down to Austin, and this is, like, as much as I got knit while I was down there. So it's basically, it's a top-down raglan. I think it's no, it's not raglan. Her patterns are always kind of, like, spread out. They're shaped a little differently. But I got to the part where I started working with my second color, and I'm super excited because I love this combination. It's like a dusty pink and then a cream. So now I'm kind of mad that all the stitches dropped off.
Were you in the lace part?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
And I feel like I dropped a stitch marker, too. I have to see. This is how long I have not touched this project, so I'll dig for that later. But, so far, so good. This is the last sweater that I have to finish, and I thought I was going to work on it more in Austin, and I didn't. But we'll see. But the yarn is, I feel like this is Mono Still Uruguay, like just a single ply fingering weight, and it's a silk blend, so it's got a little bit of a halo to it, but I think it'll be okay with the yarn. And then the main color is this Air de Lune, and this is her Brooklyn Brownstone colorway, but it's like this gorgeous dusty pink, and I picked up 3 skeins when I was in Boston, and I fell in love with this color, and I'm like, I have to knit a Zweig, so
yeah,
I cast that on, but that'll be my Indie Untangled sweater, because I figured something more lightweight.
Definitely.
Yeah, but that's all I'm working on. So what about you? What do you got?
Oh, goodness. All right, well, let's show my FO that I'm, like, really upset about.
Oh, you know.
I knew it from the beginning, though. I knew it from the beginning. I think just the style of the sweater is just not a good fit for me. Mm-hmm. So it's my finished Tecumseh. Oh. I took a nap in it today, and it was like a sleeping bag, so at least there's that.
See, it could be a house sweater, if nothing else.
So it's huge. Bottom line, it's huge. Uh-huh. I went up to the 10 inches of positive ease, and I should have probably went up to like 5 inches. Yeah. I shouldn't have done all 10.
Right.
I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know, but it blacked out like beautifully. Like all my holes that I did have from like my color work blacked out.
So smooth.
But it's just ginormous.
Yeah.
I was just ginormous, but what gigantic, enormous, gigantic, ginormous. It's a word. So, but yeah, so even though like sleeves are way too long, so I rolled them up. But hey, maybe I'll still rock it at Rhinebeck and be like, oh well,
exactly.
Whatever. It's huge. I don't know. I have so many sweaters that I can wear at Rhinebeck, so
it's beautiful. Like it's so.
I guess that's backwards. This is
beautiful.
But, yeah, I'll have to post a picture on Instagram of me in it so that people can see it.
Yes. I mean, honestly, you could try rocking it, like, rock it with some leggings and, like, some, like, little heeled booties or something and see if you can, like, pull it together. But I know what you mean. I feel like she always has, like, this very low, like, dropped shoulder almost. So if you're not feeling it, like, it's hard to rock it almost. Because I feel like it's one of those things, like, you just have to be prepared for.
And, like, I'm trying to think of the sleeves because, honestly, like, the sleeves when I'm wearing this, so, like, here's my neck, my sleeves, like, my arm's done, like, this is where my wrist is, pretty much.
Right.
So, like, I could, like, take out even this whole shield color work and just do ribbing there, and it'd be the length, but otherwise, I was thinking of, like, somehow cuffing this, and maybe, like, tagging it or something. I'm not quite sure. And, I mean, having the reverse color work showing. Yeah. It still looks fun.
Exactly. And that way you get to still keep it in there and show it off, and your floats are beautiful. So
there you go. So maybe that's what I'll have to do. Just something. I'm willing to cut it. I'm willing to do whatever as long as I can wear it. So I'm just trying to think of what I can do to make this a wearable piece.
Yeah.
So suggestions are definitely welcomed.
That's what I was going to say. Let's post on Instagram and see if other people have run into that issue once they finish their Tecumseh and they're not happy with how it sits, what they've done to alter it.
Otherwise, like, I would even rip it out and possibly reknit it, but only if I had, like, a little minion to undo all of my sewn in ends.
Oh, my gosh. I know.
That's, like, I would rip it out. But, like, and I wouldn't think twice about that. Like, I would be okay with it, but I just need someone to unpick all my woven ends. And Leah.
I know. Calling Leah. Oh. Well, it is absolutely beautiful. Like, I do have to say, those colors, I'm still so amazed at how well those colors work together.
Yeah, they're different, but they're fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I even told Leah, I said, if it doesn't work, my cardigan, I'm always lenient about giving it to her, but if this looks good on her, I would even give it to her.
Yeah.
So, as long as it's being worn at that point, that's the biggest thing.
And she'll love it because I feel like knitters treasure knitted pieces more than like anybody else because they know how much work goes into it, and she'd love it.
And she's a lot, and another reason why I think it'd fit her, she's a lot taller than me too. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that would balance out, like, I don't know, because I'm so short, like, I feel like it's as wide as I am tall. Uh-huh. So that's another thing. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. So I feel dumb showing this again, but here's my little sock. I am done with the ribbing finally. Yay. I'm on like the second row of just the knit. But look at my cute little progress keeper that I put on that I made.
Oh.
Little Pop-Tart.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Complete with strawberry filling. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
Yeah, so my little progress keeper. So I'll definitely take these. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just take 2 things of socks because you always think you're going to knit so much on vacation and you never end up knitting that much.
Exactly. But socks are good because you can really take them everywhere, so you actually might work more than...
Yeah, because I like color work. I'm thinking I'll have to have a pattern looking at it constantly.
Right.
So maybe that's what I'll do, and I'll just need a tiny, little bag to go with it.
Okay. And then it gives you an excuse if you do run across the yarn shop, then you can treat yourself to some because you've been good with your knitting. So not a bad idea.
So my next is my shift. I've actually worked on it quite a bit. You wouldn't guess that because I've gotten so far and then I had to rip back so far.
No.
But the nice thing is that, like, with this, like, I guess I'm contradicting myself. I was going to say, once you do one row and like, by the next row, you should know if you did the last row right.
Yeah.
But, like, I actually, for some reason, no, my stitch count was off. That's why. So, but this is how far I am now. Ooh. So, hard to show, but.
I love it.
Yeah, so soon, like, you'll see, how the purple is the main color right now. I know that switches, I'm thinking pretty soon.
Yeah.
So.
Are you going to try to finish it for Rhinebeck?
Yeah. I mean, I could even take this with me.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't like that, like, you don't have to pay attention too much.
Very true.
So, I could definitely bring this. Yeah, I would like this in case it is kind of warm one day. I could just wear, like, a t-shirt with this. It would look cute.
Exactly.
So, and it is working, using finger weight holding doubled.
Oh, I love that color.
It's still pretty squishy and stuff, so that's nice.
Yay.
That's nice. So, well, what's kind of in this bag, which is not really in this bag, but it's another bag I made. I don't know where I found the pattern. It's so cute. Just a little thing. Oh my
gosh. I love that, like, that middle fabric. It's so adorable.
Yeah, and then I have a cute little drawstring, so.
Girl, your sewing skills are insane. That is so awesome.
Yeah, so it's fun. So what I'm using the yarn that I dyed for this. It's that blue, beautiful blue. It's like a jean blue almost, like a denim blue.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's so pretty. And so I'm making I want to call it the Anker. Anker sweater.
Okay.
And it's called my size, and it has this beautiful yoke, but it's very different. It's another kind of different yoke. And the way I'm knitting it is kind of weird So it's going to be kind of hard to show. And I have yarn bits and bobs all over because I'm trying to connect. But let's see how I can do this. All right. So here it is.
Oh my gosh. You made so much progress on it.
Yeah, so you can see the yoke is like almost like rib stitches. Oh. So it's just gonna sit like this, and then I've actually got I ended up going and separating for the sleeves all the way down to separate, and I did like 2 rows. And then once I separated, I was like, well, shoot, like I hate doing sleeves. You know, I guess I don't hate it. I just hate the amount of time that they take once you do the body and you think like, hey, I'm done with my sweater, but really you're not.
Right.
So I thought to myself, like, let's do sleeves. So I did my one. So I have the one done. And then I've been using the bulb stitch markers.
Oh, yes.
So that I can count, I have each of my decreases. Little bulbs. And so then then I went back and I knit a few more rows in the body. Because I don't know what I was thinking. I was just like, oh, let's just do some plain stock, like, plain knit. So I did that. And then I went and I picked up the other sleeve. So I started the other sleeve and I put on one of my little Frappuccino progress keepers that I made.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, it's like a little, like a caramel or a mocha Frappuccino. It's so cute. So I started with the second one. So now what I do, so I've done a decrease on this side, my first decrease. So what I do, I don't know, probably a lot of people do this, but I take off the bulb stitch marker from my first decrease on this sleeve that's done. And then I just, transfer it onto where my first decrease is on this side. So I don't have to count every decrease, Exactly. So you just go by the stitch markers. I'm sure a lot of people do that, but I find it so much easier.
Exactly.
So, okay, 13 more decreases or however how much more I have. But the funny thing is, we were having this conversation about how, like I overread my patterns, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
I do it with every single pattern. Every single pattern. And I don't know what it is. I think it should, they should be more difficult. So I try to make them more difficult for myself.
Yeah.
So when a pattern says, this is a for instance, every 8th row decrease. So I think to myself, do I knit 8 rows and then on the 9th row decrease? Or do I knit 7 rows and on the 8th row decrease?
Yeah. So I always have that dilemma too. And I'm always like, I'm just going to do it on the 8th row. So I'll knit 7 rows and then on the 8th one I'll decrease. And then I figure, worst comes to worst, I'm just going to be off by a few rows anyways. And then I just knit, either like up here or down here, whichever way the pattern's going, I will just knit an inch more or whatever I need to do.
So, so I did it the other way. And then I thought to myself, this is definitely not right. So, So what I did was, let's say this was 8, which it's not, but let's just say for the sake of this. So I knit my 8, and then on the 9th row, I did my decrease.
Okay.
So making it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think there's 13 here. 13 extra rows.
Okay.
So that's quite a few.
Yeah. Did you try on the arm length on that first one?
Well, so the pattern actually tells you the length the sweater needs to be, or the arm needs to be.
Okay.
So that's why I did 1 less decrease than what they told you.
Okay.
So it makes up for itself.
Yeah.
Does that mean they're going to be a little looser then? Or they're less gradual in the decreases?
Yeah, it's less gradual, but it's still essentially the same effect because you're only just off by a row on where it would normally be. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not too nervous.
I think it's gonna be fine, and
I think it's just because of that comes on like like. Well, you know what I mean?
And the pattern, so, like, you and I, when we were talking about it, like, she wrote this pattern very odd for the way that, like, essentially like a top-down raglan sweater, but the way it's written is so different. And it's just, like, everybody has their own writing style, and it might make more sense for her, but I feel like with a pattern like that, it's so generic, so that I feel like you almost have to second-guess everything else that's in the pattern, because the raglan written directions were so odd. Like, it was so
and I
wordy.
think, too, like we said, we think, I'm almost positive her first language isn't English either, so... the probably get lost in translation too.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So that could be a huge thing. So, and like there's an English version, but like it's all centimeters, and so it's
definitely,
it's different. There's a lot of conversions that you still have to do, but it's beautiful. And I mean, it just takes a little bit more brain power and a little bit more for me, probably.
But think about it, you got through like one sleeve, so you got through that decrease shaping, you got through the yoke, you got through all that, so you're basically set at this point.
Yeah, once I do this, then all I have to do is knit, and my goal is to finish it by next Friday, so, excuse me, so yeah, I think I can I set myself unrealistic goals normally, like, most of the time, but I think I'll be able to finish the sleeve by Tuesday.
Okay.
And does that, I mean, I don't really remember how long I usually knit my bodies, of my sweaters, but I'm already like 3 inches in, so.
And is it all just stockinette on the body?
There's no decreases, there's, no shaping.
So you'll blow through that then.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited, and I love, like, I love how the yarn is knitting up and the color, I was, like, pretty worried about, like, pooling and anything, like, stuff like that, but it's not pooling at all.
No, you've dyed a beautiful color, and that is a good pattern for it.
Like, I already have an outfit picked out for it if I wear it at Rhinebeck, so.
Ooh, even better. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Can you believe, like, starting tomorrow, it's going to be Rhinebeck month? That, to me, is the craziest thing.
Yeah, so and then I have just one more thing that I am going to share. It is my future project.
Oh my gosh.
2 colors.
Yes! Oh, that's so beautiful.
And it'll be brioche.
Oh my gosh.
So I got this at Stitches Midwest like 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
And Primrose. Here's her card that I got. I just stuck it in the skein. Oh. And then it's called, what is it called? Electric Watermelon. And her DK Jasper base. And then it's Lemonade Shop that I got at last Rhinebeck.
Yes.
And it's the goldfish colorway.
I bought that same color last year at Indian Tangle.
I love it.
It's so cute.
Like, I love this mint green color.
Is that her?
And
is that her DK
what?
base?
This is her DK. Yeah, oh. They're both 100% superwash merino. Oh, they're very. Primrose is a little bit tighter spun.
Yeah.
But I love how bouncy. They're both like beautiful. They're beautiful. What they are. They're very springy, and I love springy.
Yeah.
Like that's why I always loved, like, Socks That Rock. Like, I loved how springy their yarn was, their sock weight. So.
Oh, I know. Those 2 colors together, though, holy crap, that's amazing.
Yeah, you just have to think now, like, what one do I want to be the more dominant one?
Oh, my gosh. I am so in love with the Lemonade Shop color. Like, I bought it specifically to make a pair of socks because I just thought it was, like, the most beautiful color ever, but then I wanted to use it in a shawl because, like, it shouldn't just be socks, it needs to be shown off.
Well, that's a good point that, like, you want the little speckles to probably be a little more, like, you're not going to be able to tell if they're not the dominant color either.
Exactly.
So this will show up, obviously.
Right. No matter where you use that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's so funny. I never realized that you bought that same color because that was, like, my one thing I had to get from her was that specific color. Like, I've been stalking it for so long.
So, so I'm, like, so excited. If only I was better, like, how to do brioche, I could take that on vacation.
Oh.
But if hey, let's maybe get this done by Thursday.
Then you have some time to play around with it.
Yeah, but it's probably not gonna work. I can hear my dog outside snorting at the door. Let me in.
I know. I think I saw my boyfriend like in the corner of my screen. Like I think he went to go do laundry, and then he walked away. I'm like, what is that sound?
Hello.
So, do you have any acquisitions this week?
I don't. I haven't really been, buying anything. I've been really trying to, be good.
That's good.
Yeah. I really want, and I told you, I'm going to be good at Rhinebeck, too. Mm-hmm. I say that now, but
famous last
I'm really going to try.
I know. I don't know. I've been trying to be good with yarn. I did buy the fabric for the project bag swap finally. Mm-hmm. So that took 2 weeks to come in because I ordered off of Joann's the first week of September, and it just came in when I was in Austin. So I haven't even opened the box yet. But as far as yarn goes, I've been good with yarn because I know it's if I just wait a little while, I'll be able to buy a bunch of yarn. And plus my birthday is a couple days after Rhinebeck, so then I always feel like it's a good reason to just indulge. But
definitely.
I will show you what I bought for the project bag swap. So I love buffalo plaid. I don't know. My blankets are buffalo plaid. I was wearing pajamas in the same print. So I just got buffalo plaid. I'm going to make...
I love it.
I have 2 yards, so I was originally going to do drawstring bags, but I kind of think I want to play around with a different shape because I've got extra fabric. I'm definitely making a sweater size bag for myself because I love it.
Me too.
I don't know, it's so basic of me, but I love it so much. And then I just got plain black to line the inside, so nothing too fancy.
That'll be so cute. What color zippers are you doing? Black zipper? Or are you not doing zippers?
I'm not sure. If I was going to do zippers, I would do black. I did get some red ribbon if I wanted to do drawstrings to just thread through. But it's not the same color red, so I might just make a trip to Michael's or Joann's and get a couple extra things. But they had a sale on flannel fabrics while I was there, or while I was shopping online, so I bought some to make a pair of pajama pants. Also, buffalo plaid, but it's
oh my gosh,
cute
they're so
pattern.
Cute.
So I had to do it. I'm gonna make pants for myself, I swear. So it's super cute. These will definitely be more Christmas holiday themed pants, but buffalo plaid and flannel with moose, I couldn't pass it up. And it was $2 a yard, so I mean it didn't cost anything.
I've never sewn garments before. I wonder, you'll have to let us know how it goes.
So I used to sew way back when. I learned how to sew when I was in middle school, I want to say, and I sewed a pair of pajama pants. That was our project at school. And then I've sewn a couple of circle skirts where you literally just fold the fabric, cut out a shape, put an elastic band, and you're done. No real patterning to it. But I watched a couple YouTube videos on how to sew a pair of pajama pants, and it's literally you take a pair of pants that you have already, lay it out, fold the fabric a certain way, cut it out, sew it, and if you're doing the elastic band, it's even easier. So I'm okay, I think I could do this. And it looks like it's one of those, you could probably sew a pair of pants in under an hour from, start to finish. Because it's just a lot of, you seam up one side, you make your cuff, you do whatever, so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You'll have to, I'd be interested to know how, how they turn out.
Oh, I'm excited. So maybe I'll have those. Maybe I'll bring them to Rhinebeck, and they'll be my Rhinebeck pajama pants.
Yeah, I told my mom, so, I was speaking to her, and I was saying, one night I might have just, a sleepover knit night with Melanie.
Yes!
I was yes, Melanie, I'm inviting myself over.
Yes.
But I was because I don't know, I don't get to, see you guys ever, and so I just think it would be fun to pretty much spend as much time as we possibly can together.
Exactly.
I mean, or if you could come over to our place, it doesn't matter, but, I was thinking it would just be so fun to just sit around and hang out.
Yeah. That's what I know we talked about it before, and I kept thinking that, and I'm pretty sure the Airbnb that my mom ended up deciding on has 3 bedrooms, and I kept begging Christy to do the same thing. I'm I know you're going to stay with your family, but at least come over one night, and then that way we can stay up, and it'd be so much fun. So we definitely need to plan this.
Definitely. And then my other thing is I was talking to her about like Thursday because we're driving in on Friday, and I was like, can we please just leave like Thursday afternoon and drive like 5 hours, so then we have to wake up and only have to drive like another 6 or however long it is.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's a possibility. And I was like, okay, let's do it. You know? Because if I can't go to Indian Tangled because I didn't get the tickets, I can always go to Needles Up.
Very true.
But that's the problem, though. I'm thinking, okay, like, if there's so many people that did not get tickets for Indian Tangled, like, does that mean Needles Up is going to be, like,
swamped.
Crazy?
It could be, but I don't know. I feel like this year, since they're not both in Kingston, it might be a little bit better because, I don't know, Needles Up doesn't have as many vendors to begin with, so I feel like the crowded draws is, like, not as crazy, and now it's, like, they're 2 separate locations, so if people are trying to meet up with friends that are also going to Indian Tangled, it's like you're going to be up in Saugerties. It's like a 30-minute drive between Kingston and Saugerties, so
that's true.
It might help. And then that way, because I know like we're trying to go to dinner in Kingston, so that'll be perfect if you're there, and then we can just meet you down there, and it's closer to, even though you have to go backwards then for your Airbnb. I know.
Okay. Not a big deal.
We figured it out.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I wish this was like I said, I wish it was like 6 days long and not just like the 2.5.
Exactly. Or more times a year. Like, it's so sad that it's once a year. And like, I know that now we're talking about like planning other meetups and stuff, but it's for the past 2 years, like I see you for a day and a half, if that. I mean, like last year we saw you. Last year because I didn't see you Sunday. So it's like it's such a short period of time, and it goes by too fast.
Yeah. I mean, and it helps out that we're doing our virtual knit nights now, though.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I have to say, Christy was so happy afterwards. She kept texting me. She's like, that was the best. She was hilarious. So I'm glad we made it work.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go and finish my knitting for the evening and try to get my sleeve done.
Yeah. So I know you'll blow through it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll be able to, I don't know when we'll be able to record because I don't know if I'll be able to record in California. Okay. So we'll figure it out.
Sounds good.
We'll figure out. So we'll see you guys probably in 2 weeks.
Yes.
All right.
Awesome.
Well,
thanks
bye,
for
guys.
listening. Bye, guys.
Bye.